Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Shannon and I'm a zebra keeper here at London Zoo. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Can you give me a wave or cheer if you're having a good day? Great. By the end of this talk, I'm hoping that the zebras will be your favourite animals at the zoo. So here we have our three Chapman zebra, Cody, Xander and Clive. Many of you may not have known that there are actually three different types of zebra: the Grevy's zebra, mountain zebra and the plain zebra. These guys are a subspecies of the plain zebra and they spend the majority of their time grazing on grass in their herds, which are often called harems or dazzles, which is quite a cool name, I think. So these particular zebras are near threatened in the wild and the population is slowly declining. So it's important for us here at the zoo to be involved in the conservation of this species. If you have a look now, Xander, the big guy with the white patch on his snout, he's our 7-year-old stallion, and we've paired him with our female Cody, who's the slightly smaller zebra with the more brownish looking stripes on her bum. So these two have actually been very successful breeders so far, with Clive being their first foal over the past year, who is now around 8 months old. He's obviously the smallest of the three, and you can see him standing close by mum and dad now. So zebras tend to have one foal per year and can live up to 40 years in captivity, which is a long time. So we could be in for a lot more foals during their time at the zoo, and we definitely hope this is the case. We do in fact have a donation bucket located just beside me here, where you can make donations towards the breeding and conservation plans of our Chapman zebra at the zoo. These donations will go towards things such as feeding, enrichment, surveying and research into breeding and conservation of the Chapman zebras. So, where were we? Zebras are actually notoriously known for their black and white stripes, which most of you probably knew already, and these are completely unique to each individual zebra, just like our fingerprints are individual to us, and just like snowflakes are completely individual. This uniqueness is utilised by the zebras as a way for families or herds to identify each other. They also allow them to camouflage and hide from predators such as lions and hyenas. As well as this, the stripes can have many other functions such as preventing nasty bug bites by confusing the bugs and drawing them away, and keeping the zebra's body at a nice steady temperature, so they're not just there to look pretty. As you may be able to hear now, they communicate using barking, which can sound quite unusual when you hear them for the first time. However, this is just their usual mode of communication, and if you're here almost every day like I am, you tend to get used to hearing the strange sounds pretty quickly. So if you were to watch these guys all day, you may notice that they tend to wander or graze around the same kind of locations in their enclosure. This is due to the way that they travel in herds in the wild, so they can navigate without having to return to one spot, and instead they use different routes but with similar paths to reach their end goal. And this shows just how clever they can be, and it can also aid them in survival when they're familiar with their surroundings. Also aiding them in their survival is the way in which zebras run. So as you can see Xander doing now, they run along in zigzag patterns. So does anyone know why this might be? No? Well, they do this to make it more difficult for predators trying to chase them. So the zigzag patterns help them to gain speed while also confusing their predators with the constant change of direction, kind of like in the same way that someone would use a tackle move to confuse their opponent in football. Although there are no predators to threaten the zebras here, they still tend to carry out wild behaviours, which is completely healthy for them, and we actually encourage this by playing lion sound effects nearby every now and then. This may sound pretty evil, but it helps them to maintain and display natural behaviours, which also improves their overall welfare as a whole while they're living in the zoo. So you can see Cody and Clive still grazing on the grass and buds that they like to eat, but in a moment you'll be given the opportunity to offer them some fresh fruit and vegetables from your hand as a treat. So once again, I'd just like to mention that we have a donation bucket, so feel free to donate any amount that you wish to these beautiful zebras that we have here at the zoo. And remember, every penny counts. That's all from me today, guys. Thank you so much for listening to my talk, and I'll be here to answer any questions you may have. If not, just feel free to make your way over to the side gate on the left, where hand feeding of the zebras will take place in about 5 minutes. Thanks again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your visit here at London Zoo today. Thank you.